I was standing on the line with 20 people behind me, acting like I had it handled. News, safe pick, fresh holster, little confidence bump. First run on the timer, it turned into a circus. Shirt snagged, grip fought me. First shot went ugly, and I heard that quiet little chuckle behind my shoulder. If you're about to buy a 9mm this month, you're one dumb checkout click away from the same regret. Bad buying decisions don't always explode loud. They fail you quiet. Later, when you're tired, rushed, sweaty, and you don't get a redo. That's where it hit me. Some of these safe picks aren't safe at all. They just haven't embarrassed you yet. So this list isn't best on paper. It's what holds up when I'm sloppy. Cheap ammo, lazy grip, rushed draws, mags in the dirt, and no patience for cute problems. One internet darling got cut for a reason nobody likes hearing. And one of these landed way higher than it should have, because it saved me from buying the wrong gun again. Last month, I stopped by a cleaner shop across town. The kind with bright glass cases and everything lined up like it's already been decided for you. I wasn't even planning to look at the Glock 43X MOS, but there it was, front row, almost like it didn't need to compete. Guy next to me, first-time buyer, you could smell it, points at it and goes, "That's the one, right? Glock. Slim. Optic ready. Easy." Counter guy didn't pitch. He unlocked the case, set it down, and let the kid hold it. Then he reached out and tapped the mag base plate with one knuckle tick like he was ringing a bell. "Easy to carry," he says. "Depends what you're okay giving up." Buyer goes, "Like what?" The counter guy doesn't say a number. He just holds the mag up in the light, lets that silence do the math, and then adds, "And it's snappier than people admit." That pause changed the whole room. That's where safe pick turns into a trade. So I took a 43 XMOS out back and ran a cold draw drill. No warm-up, timer, first rep ugly. It ran. It's still a Glock. That's the problem. It works well enough to make people ignore what it asks back. I pushed the pace, and the gun barked, sight jumped, and my second shot leaked out wide. The kid set it down, hand hovered, pulled back. I still don't know if that was hesitation or instinct. I almost skipped the Beretta APX A1 this year. Not because I hated Beretta, because I had that old APX opinion stuck in my head. Fine gun, whatever, not something you stop and seriously compare before you buy a 9mm in 2026. Then I took it out on a cold, quiet afternoon when the range felt like a church. No chatter, no distractions. Every little screw up sounded louder than it should. First thing that hit me wasn't the optic cut, wasn't the grip, it was the trigger. Cleaner break than I expected, shorter reset too. Not some custom miracle, but enough that I stopped treating it like the old version living in my head. And once my fingers started going numb, the slide serrations suddenly mattered. Because you don't get to baby a pistol when your hands go dry and cold. I ran a few reps cold. Draw, press, reset, press. Trying to make it feel cheap again. It didn't. See, if you want a modern, optics-ready pistol with better ergonomics and practical upgrades, the APX A1 deserves a real look. If you're expecting it to embarrass Glock, CZ, HK, or FN, and replace what you already trust overnight, slow down. A lot of people don't get burned by bad guns. They get burned by better now guns they trusted too early. And what came after this on my list, that one didn't ask politely. It made the decision ugly. The HK VP9 was supposed to be the easy win. A buddy of mine asked me to help him compare carry size and full-size 9mm, and I set the VP9 on the bench like I'd already picked the winner. The second you grab it, it feels expensive. The grip makes other pistols feel lazy. The trigger feels smoother than most striker guns people throw in the same sentence. And the way it shoots, it makes you look a little better than you are. Then came the part nobody wants to admit, that paddle-style mag release. We're running a simple drill, nothing fancy, just shoot, reload, shoot. And he keeps missing it. Not every time, just enough. And that's worse, because every reload had this tiny pause where his brain went, wait, did it drop? Thumb searching, fingers regripping, eyes flicking down when they shouldn't. The gun never failed. He did, and the VP9 just sat there perfect, letting the mistake repeat. That's when I realized the trick. A bad gun gets rejected fast. A great gun with one control that interrupts you, you start negotiating with yourself. He loved everything except that one moment. If you're willing to retrain and commit to HK's layout, the VP9 earns a real look. If you want automatic under pressure, especially coming from Glock-style controls, don't buy it just because everyone says it feels better. Better in the hand doesn't mean faster when habits take over. And what I put above this, it didn't ask you to adapt. It punished you if you didn't. Last time I hit that old pawn outside town, remember. Dusty glass, buzzing light, carpet that smells like wet card gun oil. Back then, the Ruger RXM, heat on it. The guy behind the counter, best-selling pistol, like he hating it. Every time someone leans over the case, that's the one his finger lands. I swing in again recently, not for the RXM, just to dig holster bin and hunt a couple mags. And there it sits again. Same model, fresh tag, acting long to anybody. I ask what the clerk doesn't sell it, he shrugs. They move fast, both directions. That line's because I come back a few days later and there's another RXM in the same spot. Different tag, same story. December, it looks like a winner. Now it looks easy. Guys buy it, run it once, trade it for the next idea before the powder fades. That doesn't mean it's bad. It means it's easy to move. I just can't tell if people trust it or if they're to miss it. And if a gun comes back that I start wondering what it does when nobody watches. The one after that didn't bounce around. People held a totally different reason. By midday in Texas, you feel everything. That day, it was the Z Shadow 2 Compact. Not on a bench, on my belt, and it refused to disappear. Every step to the truck, every sit down, every stand up too fast, there it was. Not painful, just present. Like a reminder you didn't ask for. That's the part people skip when they talk best pistols, weight, edges, balance, the boring stuff that turns into a full-time roommate when the heat climbs. And it messed with my head because it never became background noise. It stayed in the front of my brain all day. Then the sick part. The second I got a chance to shoot it, it felt like cheating. Trigger came on like it was reading my mind. Reset was so short, it made me rush myself. Recoil stayed flat enough that I started forgiving the carry annoyance without even noticing I was doing it. Because now, the decision isn't a spec sheet, it's a fight. Do you want a pistol that performs at a high level, or one that disappears when you live with it? The Shadow 2. Compact leans hard one way, and once you feel it on your belt all day, you can't unfeel it. But you also can't unshoot how good it is, and that's what still bugs me. Honestly, the Taurus GX4 carry TORO bothered me before I even touched it, not the gun. The price. Anything living in that $350 to $450 lane, especially when people start calling it premium feeling, sets off alarms in my head. I've been burned by great value pistols before. Everybody loves the deal, right up until the little compromises crawl out later and start costing you time. So I didn't want to trust it. That's what made it irritating. Because when I finally got it in my hand, it didn't feel like a cheap backup pretending to be serious. The balance felt right. The trigger stayed consistent enough that I stopped waiting for the catch. And for the size, it carried more than it had any business carrying. The TORO setup didn't feel like a gimmick either. It felt like Taurus built it for how people actually buy in 2026. Then you see the real split. Some guys won't even look at it because it says Taurus. You can't blame them. History's history. But you also watch people do the opposite mistake. They grab it because it's a deal. Like cheap means safe. Standing there, I caught myself doing the same math I always do. Am I being careful or just stubborn? And the last gun on my list, that one didn't leave room for math. It just showed up and took the argument away. Lunch break turned the whole class into a damn tool bench. Dudes had dots off, screws out, plates half hanging, Somebody digging for a torque spit like it was life support. Every optic-ready pistol on the line looked real cool, right up until it ate 10 minutes, and everybody started making excuses out loud. Timer comes back on, and you can feel it. People weren't training anymore. They were babysitting their gear. The FN509 Tactical came out of my bag like a cheat code. I didn't want to admit I needed. I ran the same drill everybody else ran. Same heat, same rushed reload, same sloppy hands. On one rep, I lost the dot for a beat. Fast draw, weird angle, eyes not cooperating. No panic. Those tall sights were already there, sitting in the window like a fallback that didn't ask permission. I pressed through the string, 2 lanes over a guy, stopped mid-run because his dot felt off. That's the decision nobody likes hearing. You don't pay for an optic cut. You pay for how much time your setup steals when pressure shows up. Some pistols turn you into a part-time armorer. This one stayed a gun. Do I love it? No. It's still a chunky brick, and the trigger never makes me grin, but it didn't cost me minutes. It cost other people minutes. And that's why it sat at number 1, even though I'm still irritated about it. That's not just vibes, not thumbnails, it felt good at the counter, carry reality, timer pressure. The stuff that makes you hate a gun after the honeymoon ends. Some of these pistols ran boring. No drama, no surprises, just work. A couple carried better than they shot. One shot better than I trusted it. And the one at the top, it didn't win because I liked it. It won because it kept me from getting burned again. Here's what I want from you. What 9mm did you buy and regret, like real regret? And what's the one you trust even though you don't love it? I'm Steve. Trust never stays finished. Neither does this list.